Imagine showing up for a coffee date with a 26-year-old guy from Tinder, only to realize the man walking toward you is actually older than your own dad. Oh, and within 10 minutes, he's pitching you his master plan for you to move into his house and have his babies. Hi, I'm Holly, and if you've heard about my past dating disasters, you know I attract the weirdos. But today's story? This one required a literal rescue mission. Stick around because the audacity of this guy is truly mind-blowing. I had been talking to a guy named Paul for almost a month. His profile said he was 26 and he seemed decent enough over text. When he finally asked to meet, I suggested a nice little cafe just a couple of minutes from my flat on a Saturday afternoon. I was feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. But when Saturday morning actually rolled around, I woke up with this horrible, sinking feeling in my stomach. It felt like butterflies, but darker. It honestly made me feel a little sick. I just put it down to first date jitters, had a long shower and got ready. I arrived at the cafe a little early and took a seat in the corner so I could see the door. It wasn't long before he walked in. Instantly, my stomach dropped. He looked significantly older than he had claimed. His profile photo must have been taken a decade ago. I tried to tell myself to stay calm and not make a big deal out of it, but it was impossible to ignore. I am 24 years old. This guy looked like he was pushing 40, and honestly, that's being generous. As soon as he spotted me, he smiled this overly confident smile, walked over and said, "Wow, you are stunning, Holly. I knew you were a beauty from your photos, but seriously, wow." I just quietly muttered, "Thanks." He sat down, completely oblivious to how stiff and uncomfortable I was. To be fair, he was a good-looking bloke, but my dad is only 43, and this guy legitimately looked older than my dad. Then, the conversation took a massive nosedive. He completely bypassed normal small talk and started asking these incredibly weird, inappropriate questions. He asked how old I was when I had my first real kiss. Then he started probing into my experience in the bedroom. I just stared at him and flatly said, "I'm sorry, but your questions are making me really uncomfortable." He rolled his eyes, muttered something about me being another prude, and then had the absolute nerve to ask if I was into a threesome, specifically FFM. I was like, "What? Absolutely not.